Hello and welcome to Taking You to School with Dr. Tom Prichard. I am your host, JP John Paz, with the two-man power trip. Of course, joining me is the star of the show, the former WWE World Tag Team Champion, one of the greatest trainers ever in the history of the business, the Doctor of Desire himself, Dr. Tom Prichard. How you doing today, sir?
John, I'm doing great. I was just wondering, when you said the two-man power trip, who was the other man?
Whoever joins me on the show. So it's me and whoever the guest is. Yes.
So 2 men in a power trip. I got you.
Yes.
Okay.
There used to be another man with me, but for the last 5 years, no longer. So it's me and
Well,
whoever joins me on the show.
well, all right then.
You like that?
That
That's
happens.
not bad, right?
I like that. It's not bad at all. That's good. Thinking on your feet.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway, hello, Brendan.
Oh, went off for a second. Oh, there we go. Hello, Brendan. Hello.
So I guess we're on live.
Yes, and look at this from Puerto Rico, King of Memorabilia. Hello.
Just had one of my students from Puerto Rico come back tonight and did join us for a promo class. Big Money Che, Money Making Che, from Puerto Rico.
I love that name.
Money Making Che.
Yeah,
he's here
like
all
that.
day, and he's got plenty to say, and he rhymes with the pay. You know what he say?
Yeah, I like that.
That's
Yeah.
what he does, yeah.
Mitch Miller, the modern day cowboy, Mitch Miller. I love that. Magic Mike D. Hello.
Outstanding.
Barbara, hello. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Sorry I'm late.
Barbara always thinks she's late. She's right on time.
Party is just getting started, Barbara.
There you go. Good.
Great
deal.
book. You personalized it for him.
I did. Okay, cool.
Nice.
Very nice.
As far as JPWA, what's going on? How's everything going so far?
Everything's going great. We're in our 8th week, I believe. I'll have to look. It's been busy. It's been a whirlwind, is like how we like to say. So everything's going good.
Nice.
Yep.
What did you think of the big news? Your longtime close personal friend, Paul Heyman, in the WWE Hall of Fame.
Well, the obvious thing is it's well overdue, but at the same time, it belongs in let me try that again. Belongs in Philadelphia. So I think it's great. I think Paul Heyman deserves a spot in the Hall of Fame. He's been a great manager his entire career, I think. And what he's done with the bloodline, and hell, anybody that comes across Paul Heyman is touched by his greatness, I think.
Did great with a little guy named Brock Lesnar.
Yep.
CM Punk, Roman Reigns, the Bloodline's doing a great job there as a manager. Anyway.
Yeah, as a manager, as a booker, as a creative person on the creative team. So I think Paul's done a great job in his career.
Hello, Jason. Hope you're doing well. The King of Memorabilia says it's Rory from Puerto Rico.
I do remember Rory from Puerto Rico. You read it 3 times. Well, thank you, Rory. That's cool. I'm glad you did.
We had a bar by us called Rory's, which was a big one. When I don't know if it went out of business or if the owner was doing something shady, but it is no longer.
It's the same bar as he just moved to Puerto Rico.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. All right.
It's Rory from Puerto Rico. Yeah.
Craig Seaback. Tom, are you ready to confirm or deny you were stripped naked in a bar in Japan? Tell us more about the fight that happened. Is this the Bad News Brown fight?
This is a Bad News Brown fight, but it wasn't a Bad News Brown fight. It was Tiger Ali Singh and Mr. Ito, or Ueda, as he was known in Japan, against the Samoans. And we were in a adult establishment, gentleman's establishment, I guess.
Yes.
And I was just a wee rookie back then, and somebody decided to push me on stage, and when that happened, other things happened, and then Bad News grabbed me, and we walked out of this dark environment into the snow, and there was a crowd around watching the Samoans and Ito and Tiger Ali Singh working a program out in the snow. the cops were called and Sika drop kicked a police car and got taken to jail. Yeah,
Jeez Louise. Wow.
yeah.
What
It was my first trip to Japan. It was awesome.
what a crew. I love that crew, man.
Bobby Duncan was on. Kim Patera, the Samoans, Bobby Duncan, Patera, Samoans, myself,
Tiger Jeet Singh.
Tiger Jeet Singh, Wendy Richter was on that tour.
Wow.
Yeah, that's where I met her. And so yeah, it was a pretty good crew. It was a hell of a crew to be on tour with for 6 weeks. 6 weeks in Japan, can you believe it?
Oof. That's crazy. That's a long time. 6 weeks
Why
straight. Wow, that's crazy.
why would Paul Heyman wanted to be in the Hall of Fame and he ain't even asked for it yet?
Yeah, James say, why would Paul Heyman want to be in the Hall of Fame?
Well, I think because he's done a lot of great things in his career, and it's pretty cool to be in the Hall of Fame.
Philadelphia, of course, is the home of
Yeah,
WrestleMania 40. He made a home there from basically 93, 94-ish to about 01 with ECW. So,
yeah.
yeah, perfect place, perfect spot.
I think it's gonna. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a great night for Paul and everybody else. I also read that is it Bull Nakano going to
Yes, Bull
also be in the Hall of
Nakano.
Fame? Yeah.
Yes.
So it's shaping up to be already a pretty cool Hall of Fame.
Mike D is saying he managed Curtis Axel as
Yes, he
well. I
did.
think that's one of the ones like Ryback where people will say, yeah, that's not his best guy that he managed or the best symmetry together.
Well, you know what? It was with a guy like Curtis Axel. I think he was way too young, too green to be in that spot. But at least he gave it a shot, and he got to be around Paul Heyman for a while. So
Yep.
yeah.
I'm just wondering if Paul will be himself or in character during the Hall of Fame, ex Brendan.
Well, that is Paul who you see. He's not in character. That's Paul Heyman being himself when you see him on TV. So
Who does Dr. Tom think inducts Paul Heyman into the Hall of Fame?
ooh, that's a great question. It has to be somebody from ECW, maybe Van Dam. You
Right?
know,
It's got to be somebody from ECW, you would think.
well, Van Dam is in good standing, and Van Dam's a Hall of Famer. So, I don't know about the Dudley boys. I don't know how they're feeling about that, but Van Dam, Dudley's, gosh, Tommy Dreamer.
I could see Roman Reigns doing it.
Yeah, I could see that,
Because,
but
they try to stay relevant sometimes with like a newer guy. Like for the Steiners, it was Braun Breaker. So I could see kind of them doing that.
yeah, I could see him doing that too. But also have to if they're going the other way because they don't want to. I don't say they don't want to expose Roman Reigns, but at the same time, he's going to be on 2 nights at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
overexpose him. I don't know.
Happy Hump Day from Phil.
It is Hump Day, isn't it?
Gotta love that. Brendan says, not sure if you saw Earthquake's Dark Side of the Ring. Such a good one. I hope him and Typhoon go in the Hall of Fame soon. Very deserving. Did you see Dark Side of the Ring?
I did not. I've been kind of busy lately.
I haven't seen it yet as well. A friend of mine told me it was good, but it was kind of odd that he was chosen for a Dark Side of the Ring. Other than obviously dying early, there's not much like darkness going on in his career, but maybe they're changing it a little. Maybe they're changing the format a little.
Maybe. Yeah, it could be something they're doing.
I have it on the DVR, so I plan to watch it probably tonight.
Oh, okay. Well,
They usually
then it
tape
should
them
be
and
good.
watch them.
Yeah,
Get to fast forward through those commercials. You know what I mean? I hate those commercials.
sure.
But it's just weird that Earthquake Dark Side. I mean, you've been in and or, around the business with him. Does that scream Dark Side of the Ring as far as Earthquake?
No, I didn't know Earthquake to have any real bad habits or bad things happen to him. He was a pretty responsible individual. So, no, I don't think necessarily there should be a dark side of the ring on Earthquake.
Sandy G saying Earthquake was a good one.
He was a good one. Good guy, nice guy.
Charlie, why wouldn't he want to be in the Hall of Fame? Of course, yeah. Why wouldn't you want to be in the WWE
Why
Hall of
wouldn't
Fame?
you want to be in the Hall of Fame? Of course. WWE does a real good job. They look. Certainly, one thing about WWE, everything they do is first class when it comes to these inductions and events and things like that. So, uh, Paul knows where it's going to be. He's been a part of the Hall of Fame for years, and he's been to a few Hall of Fame inductions, so he understands what it's going to be. I want to hear his speech, and I wonder if great talker. And no matter what he says, it's going to come from the heart. So that'll be great. It'll be like watching Jim Cornette get inducted, And if Cornette gets inducted and the Midnight Express get inducted, that's what I would think. And I hope that happens soon too. Where's WrestleMania next year? Do we know?
Oh, I don't know offhand. I'm not sure. Did they announce that yet? They usually announce it at like this WrestleMania, so like gives you a year in advance. But maybe they announced it early. Let me
Yeah,
double
I don't
check.
know.
I didn't see WrestleMania 41 get announced yet.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Oh, they're saying it's going to be U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Is a guess. It's not official yet, but that's the guess.
Okay. Well,
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis, then you have the Warriors are already in. Vern Gagne's already in. So I don't know who's left from Minneapolis.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Really, hardly anybody though. Thoughts on WWE acknowledging Sting's retirement during the program?
I thought that was kind of classy. I mean, with Hunter there, Hunter's an old school guy, and I'm pretty sure he realizes that WWE is the standard bearer of all professional wrestling, and they even acknowledge Ole Anderson's passing. So I didn't see it; I heard about it.
Yep,
And
they did.
but yeah, so that's nice. Things great.
And they recognized Virgil's passing, and they recognized Paul the Butcher Vachon's passing as well.
So how long has it been since the Butcher's been in WWE? Over 40 years, right?
I think 84. What might have been his last match there? Yeah,
Yeah. So that was awful nice.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I feel like I don't know. Do you think that Vince wouldn't have mentioned it had he been around for Sting because he retired someplace else? I feel like Triple H, no doubt, that was his call. But would Vince have allowed them to acknowledge Sting?
He might have. He might have allowed it. I mean, it just I think it probably depended on what day he was thinking about it. Just how his day was going. If he would feel good about acknowledging Sting and his retirement.
Barbara saying congrats to Heyman on making the Hall of Fame. We all know the Hall of Fame wouldn't be complete without Dr. Tom.
Well, Barbara, I'd like to think the Hall of Fame is never complete because it's a building in the making. It's next year you'll have even more bricks and walls. So yeah, that's cool.
Do you see Lex Luger getting into the Hall of Fame anytime soon?
You know what? Lex may go in this year too. I mean, yeah, I do. I see Luger going in there. I don't know when, but I sure do.
I heard Luger as a rumor, and I heard Haku as a rumor.
That would be awesome for Luger and Haku.
Dreamer, he's Pentagon Dave is saying as Heyman's inductor, not necessarily Hall of Fame, but as his inductor.
I could see that. Tommy's still in good standing with them.
Why does Dr. Tom think Isaac Yankem character did not become a major main event star? Isaac Yankem.
Because Isaac Yankem was a horrible, horrible character, and Glenn wasn't into it. He didn't like it very much, and I can empathize with him on that. I just think that Glenn's heart wasn't there as the evil dentist, so that's why I think he never became a major main event star, if you will.
when you look at that gimmick, I don't know what Vince was thinking.
Well, he was thinking evil dentist, and on the surface, it's not bad. It's just who you want to portray it, and if they're into it. And I just know Glenn felt he had better things around the bend.
Jason, I'd like to see Sandman induct Heyman, especially if Sandman is in full gimmick.
Well, when is Sandman not in full gimmick? So yeah, hey, Sandman would be good to induct him.
There's a Dark Side of the Ring coming up about Sandman.
Well, how about that?
Now, is he really Dark Side worthy? Like, was that really who he was? As far as like his gimmick is really who he was? He's like a nut and all this other stuff. Because when I met him, he seemed like a pretty damn nice guy.
Oh, I like Sandman. He is a pretty nice guy, but I think he lived pretty close to that character, if you will. I don't think he was really had to go that far out to come up with the Sandman character, drinking beer and smoking cigarettes in the ring. I think that was a lot of what you saw is who it was.
Please have Dr. Tom watch Haku's reaction to the Shockmaster. Haku never saw it before. Dark Side of the Ring has been releasing some like unseen footage, and for some reason they decided when they were interviewing Haku to show him the Shockmaster, and he was just hysterical laughing when he falls through the wall basically and trips.
It is pretty funny. It is pretty funny to laugh at somebody else's misfortune, especially like that, where the helmet falls off and it's supposed to be this deep, dark, mysterious guy, and all of a sudden he trips and has to pick up the helmet. And it was. I'm sure it was a disaster at the time, but looking back on it, it was pretty funny.
Ibsen, hello,
Ibsen. How are you?
Is Victoria deserving of the Hall of Fame?
Yes, I think Victoria's very deserving of the Hall of Fame. She worked her ass off.
It's weird. It seems like it's only one woman per class. That's what it seems like in the past. So Bull Nakano and like that's it. So you know what I mean? Like I guess this year's not her year. Kind of, it's weird the way they've done it.
Yeah, it you never know what the criteria is for those guys. So we'll see.
Who are 6 people that Dr. Tom would induct in the Hall of Fame, not including Heyman and Bull Nakano, since they've already been named?
Wow. I can't even think right now. Who hasn't been in the Hall of Fame, who deserves to be in the Hall of Fame? Haku definitely deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Luger, by all means. Who else? Help me out.
Midnight Express, I think, should go in.
Midnight and Jim Cornette, no doubt.
Luger, why not Haku? Why not Barbarian? Why not Barbarian? Demolition? There's a bunch. Bundy, King Kong Bundy should be in.
Sure, I agree with all those.
Bam Bam Bigelow.
Bam Bam. Yep. So I mean, who knows? It may be
X-Pac.
X-Pac from Minneapolis. Sure. But it may be one of those things that you're looking around and you're not sure who's in and who's not, and you just before it was all in Vince's head.
Yep.
Now it's in Hunter's head. So I'm curious to see what and who he comes up with.
Ibsen, the Earthquake documentary only spoke of the dark side of him, that he held back info of his cancer during the wedding of his oldest son.
Well, I mean, you don't want to worry your oldest son right before he's getting married. I can understand that thought process. You don't want anybody to worry about you unnecessarily, even though it probably wasn't necessary. That could be looked at as a dark side or a soft side.
Elimination Chamber did extremely well in Australia. Has Dr. Tom ever wrestled there? If so, what can he share?
No, I never wrestled in Australia, 1 or 2, but never had the opportunity. I'd love to go to Australia just to see it and say I've been there.
King, Thoughts on WWE breaking so many financial records this year?
Well, I'll tell you what I did this afternoon. I watched The Rock and Roman Reigns and
Yes.
Paul from SmackDown.
Nice.
And I noticed that Rock said pro wrestling is hot again. Pro wrestling is cool again. And I saw signs in the crowd. I heard the crowd chanting and having a good time. So I think that's awesome. I think it's awesome they're breaking records again.
Man, it's just crazy. Every time they do a show, it's like the most money they've made. I know inflation has a little bit to do with that as well, but they
And
are selling out and they are super hot right now.
high ticket prices, no doubt.
Insane. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, but
People
it's
pay them.
again, and people are enjoying it, so that's great.
Did you like how The Rock was about to say, if you smell what The Rock is cooking, a Roman cut him off? And you could tell the whole time he did not have a good look on his face. He said, no, wait a second. You need to acknowledge me. Did you like that?
I did like it. I thought it was great. It was awesome. I just didn't know what was going to happen.
Just like that. Now everybody wants to see Rock versus Roman. Just like
Right.
that.
Yeah. It's funny how they kind of string people along there. That's where you have your. I guess I'm not real good at the creative part of it, but they have a story arc. I guess they have to follow, and and so that's what everybody's doing, and people are on the edge of their seats waiting. So I like the fact that he challenged Cody and Seth to a tag match, and if they win, Rock promised no bloodline interference. But if not, then you never know what'll happen. So I like
rules.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like that stipulation.
Seth Rollins on Monday Night Raw said that he is now known as Diarrhea Dwayne. So I think just because of that line, they need to take Seth Rollins out of that match. It was so bad that I feel like he needs to be taken out of that match now.
Well, wait a minute. That wasn't that bad. I mean, he called Seth Rollins a clown meme freak or whatever he called him. Called him a
But
clown.
The Rock is great at those one-liners. Seth Rollins needs to go back to the drawing board on that one.
Well, that might have come from creative. And if it
Could
does,
have, which would be even
that.
worse. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like that time Roman Reigns said "suffering succotash" because Vince made him say it.
Oh, Lord. Yeah. Well, that could have happened to Seth, but he didn't get suffering succotash.
He got Diarrhea Dwayne. Yeah, you're right.
Dwayne. Yeah.
Yep. Are there any referees in the Hall of Fame?
Tim White.
There should be. Yeah, I believe he got the Warrior Award, right? Didn't he? Didn't Tim White get in?
Yeah.
I feel like, though, Earl should be in. Dave Hebner should be in. Maybe throw in Jimmy Corderas or Mike Chioda. I don't know. There's a bunch. Joey Morella. There's a bunch of referees that should be in.
I agree, too, because they were all during that era when it was hot. And then it got cool, and then it got hot again. So, yeah.
Would Taz induct Heyman? Did they leave on good terms?
Well, I believe Taz is with AEW, right?
Yep. That's why I don't think he would be able to do it.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Him and Paul are still buddies, though.
Yeah. Good.
It's that New York crew of ECW. All those guys stick together.
Of course. As well they should.
From Craig, does Greg Gagne belong in the Hall of Fame? Could he have gotten over in a territory that his dad didn't own?
You know, I've seen a couple of Greg's matches, and I thought Greg was a hell of a worker. I think he was just small. Like a lot of us, you know, I wasn't a big guy. Greg wasn't a big guy. And that was during a time when it was a big man's business, you know. So, yeah, but Greg belongs in the Hall of Fame, no doubt. He's going in the TNT, the Tragos and Thez Hall of Fame this year.
Any backstage stories on Bull Nakano?
No, not really. She was always nice to me, and but I don't have any backstage stories. No.
Did she speak English at all?
Very skoshi, small English, not many English, but small.
What are 5 gimmick matches that you wish you would have participated in that you never had the chance to participate in? Example, the Elimination Chamber.
Well, man, 5 gimmick matches because I've been in Texas Death, I've been in No Holds Barred, I've been in No DQs, cage matches.
Have you ever been in a bull rope match?
I think I was in a bull rope match with Wendell Cooley. And
Okay. Nice.
yeah, yeah. In Continental. Can't remember the town, but I think it was Continental. Had chain matches. I don't know. Elimination Chamber would have been nice to try out, but other than that, I pretty much did all the gimmick matches I wanted to do.
There is a great clip Mitch is mentioning again about Shockmaster and the Dark Side of the Ring. Well, the Dark Side of the Ring clip of Haku laughing at it.
Well, he's not on camera. I mean, Haku wasn't there when it happened, was he?
No. So they're showing him the clip from WCW. So they're just showing. It's like one of those reaction videos. Where they film somebody else watching something.
I see. Well,
any idea why? From Public Nuisance, by the way. Any idea why Demolition or Rick the Model Martel are not in the Hall of Fame?
No idea. I mean, Demolition maybe because of the lawsuit, and Rick maybe because nobody's thought of putting Rick in yet. But that's another guy. Rick Martel deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Did a great job for WWF, and then he did a great job for AWA.
Totally agree. Dan Davidson, good evening to both of you guys. I do remember when Sting worked in the Dr. Tom. Did you ever have a run with him? Dr. Tom, John, did you watch Sting wrestling in the old UWF when Sting was there?
No, I never had a run with Sting by himself. I can't remember if Pat Rose and I worked with Sting and Ultimate Warrior when they came to Memphis. I was there when they first came to Memphis, and Jerry Jarrett told them both to quit the business because they'd never make it. But never had a singles deal with Sting. Nope. And I was not in UWF when Sting was there. So I was on the road.
Can you believe that Sting had a 39-year career?
Well, I can believe it. I can believe that Darby Allin went through glass. I heard about the bump. Haven't seen the bump.
Yep.
But he went through plates of glass and tore his shoulder up pretty good, I guess.
Yep.
So I can believe it. 39 years and your partner went through pane of glass.
You think that takes away from the match at all?
I don't know if it takes away. I think it probably added for all the Daredevil lovers out there and spot lovers out there. But man, that's crazy if you ask me.
And you were in a battle royal with Sting back in 1985, and Warrior, by the way, in Memphis. So you might have had a tag match with it as well as might be undocumented. But when they were Flash and Justice.
Yes. So we might have had Pat Rose and I might have had a couple tag team matches on the spot shows or something.
Crazy. Basically 85. Hey, quit the business. You guys stink. 1990 rolls around. One's WCW champion, one's WWF champion, and one just beat Hogan in front of 70,000 people. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, pretty crazy. These guys that didn't have a chance.
Tommy Rich deserved to be in the Hall of Fame. B40, B40.
Oh my God, yes. I agree 100%. Tommy Rich being in the Hall of Fame.
Paul Shaw, not any relation to Ron Shaw, by the way, but he said on the Shockmaster deal, everyone leaves at the part where the carpenter put a 2x4 horizontal about 18 inches off the floor. That's what tripped him. Yeah, that is true. The way they constructed that wall, and he's got the helmet on, he can't see. There's a board there. So he's kind of made to look like the fool, but whoever set that up, whoever built that, made him look like a fool. Like it's their fault, not his.
Well, maybe somebody should have told him to watch his step before he went out.
Yep. Or not put that there, maybe put it lower, or somehow when you're building the wall, make it better. Yeah, Paul's dead on that.
So they probably didn't even walk through that.
Nope.
Before. Yeah.
WWE would have. They would have walked that through.
Yes, they would have.
Sam, the legend Hurstler. I need to start making these Hall of Fame classes bigger because everyone will be gone.
Well, yeah, but there's still some people hanging around, and they want to make sure they get them while they're around. I agree. Maybe it should be bigger, but you don't want to go like the Hall of Fame would be on Friday night, right? That's what it
Yes,
used to
right
be.
after SmackDown. Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, so right after SmackDown.
Yeah, it's funny. They actually clear the ring and they take off the ropes in the front part of the ring and they make that like where you
Yeah,
walk up into the podium.
I've seen it. So all the people that go to SmackDown get to stay for the Hall of Fame too. Then,
Yep.
well, that's cool.
Yeah, pretty cool. It's going to be a big like late night though, 4 hours basically. It'll be
Man.
long.
Well, then you got 2 nights of WrestleMania the next 2 days.
Yep.
So no, all those guys are doing appearances during the day too. So it's a busy weekend. It's a busy week.
Yep. Definitely. Do you ever think they will do a physical Hall of Fame?
Well, I can only hope, and I think they would probably put it in the same place as the PC if they do. But I think the issue is finding a physical building that they can put this place and put stuff in that would sustain the
The rent.
the rent. Yes, just and make it plausible to do something like that. You don't want to just put up a Hall of Fame and have it drain money.
Yep.
Yeah.
ATF, if Hands of Stone, Ronnie Garvin doesn't get inducted, will he just punch down one of the walls and induct himself into the Hall of Fame?
Well, if you promise not to tell anybody, I'll tell you what a little birdie told me. Is that Ronnie Garvin wasn't only going to punch, but he was going to kick the wall down and steal everybody's ring and melt it down into one, so he could wear it on his punching hand and then be not only a Hall of Famer, but have the biggest Hall of Fame ring of anybody.
I love it. So does DBQRX3. They love it.
Yes.
Here's an interesting one. What was up with Vince? He's stepping down and then he sells all that stock. What's up with that? What are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts are he's trying to get his money.
Did you see how much money he made off the stock by selling it?
400 million, is that it?
Plus the 600 million from the other time, so that's $1 billion. Then
Right.
they had to cut him some sort of dividend check for 111 million. So basically, he made $1,111. So it's like, oh my god, he only owns I think 10% of the company still, like, which is a decent amount, but he sold so much stock. But he got $1 billion for it, plus
Right.
the initial sale when he initially stole it, got a couple billion from that. So he's rolling.
Well, it's not bad, not a bad deal if you can get it.
I agree. Do you think the fans will riot if Roman Reigns beats Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania?
Well, I hope they don't riot. I would hate to see that mar a great weekend, but I would also hope that Cody finishes the story at WrestleMania and he wins the title and he gets that Cinderella ending.
Yes, for sure. I could see Roman winning though, oddly.
Well, I can too, but I hope nobody riots. I mean,
Right,
I
right.
can see Roman. I can see Roman Reigns uh, holding the belt even longer and become this mythical champion in this modern era. But at the same time, I can see Cody slipping over.
I truly understand why Sting didn't want to work for the WWE in 2001. Do you understand why he wouldn't work for them back then?
I can understand why he wouldn't want to because he's coming to a new company that he really doesn't. He's talked to Vince before, and he knew what the deal was, but it really didn't know uh, what would be laid out for him. He was making a lot of money with WCW, so why would he want to come to WWE for uncertainty?
And he knows how they would treat WCW stars because he's seen it a
Right?
million times. He basically jobs them. I mean, when he went there, he had to lose to Triple H at WrestleMania for God knows what reason. So he knows.
Yeah. So that's I can understand why he didn't want to, because he knew he'd be outnumbered and outranked and outvoted.
WB should renovate Mid South Coliseum, make it a hotel arena and a physical Hall of Fame. I would love it.
Well, that'd be nice. The Mid South Coliseum is full of like a lot of vehicles for
Elvis.
this. Well,
Elvis.
vehicles for the city.
Oh,
I think it's kind of like a parking lot in there, and just a storage building right now. But that would be awesome if they could make it a coliseum or a hotel, an arena, and a physical Hall of Fame. That'd be awesome.
I would love it. Ibsen is saying the criteria for the Hall of Fame was they put basically every year one main eventer, one tag team wrestler, one woman, one person that gets the Warrior Award, that recipient, a manager, and then a celebrity. It did seem like that was a pattern for a while. I don't know if that's still going to be that way, but it did seem like that was a pattern. Like there was definitely, you can just have one woman in.
Well, things are changing,
Yep.
so it
Never
might
know,
be
Paul.
it might be a new change going on.
James is saying the legend for Minnesota would be Sean Waltman. He
Yep.
could be going into the Hall of Fame again. Obviously by himself this time. But
Right.
Barbara's saying Dusty mentioned that he was laughing so hard at Uncle Fred that he almost had to take him to the hospital. That Dusty was laughing so hard at Shockmaster.
Well, I've seen Dream laugh pretty hard before, and I never saw him having to go to the hospital, but I don't doubt it.
Are celebrities like Bad Bunny and Logan Paul coming into wrestling helping or hurting the credibility of professional wrestling?
I believe it's helping the credibility of professional wrestling, because it opens up the door to another audience, and it gives guys like Bad Bunny and Logan Paul a chance to show what they can do, and they've so far been pretty damn good at it. So I think it's helping.
Does Dr. Tom think Cody is a future Hall of Famer?
Definitely.
Magazine Retriever. It was Sting who said, "The Shock Master is going to shock the world." He was right about that.
He was right about that, and how prophetic that was, I guess.
Yeah, in its own
Hmm.
way. Who do you
Yeah.
feel will dethrone Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship?
I don't know who's Gunther have at WrestleMania.
So there's a six-man match next week to determine it. And I
Okay.
remember Bronson Reed, Ricochet, Chad Gable, Sami Zayn, and Nakamura. I don't remember the last guy, are all in it. So I don't know. It kind of seems like it's leaning towards Sami Zayn versus Gunther.
Well, if I don't know that Sami Zayn has got to beat Gunther, but whoever it is, it needs to have somebody who needs to rub.
Yep.
I don't think it's Sami Zayn who needs it. I don't think it's Kevin Owens who needs it.
Be like Braun Breaker could use it.
There you go. There's a guy who, man, I think they put that uh, backpack on his back, and they're about to send him to the moon.
It's funny that Gunther actually mentioned in an interview he was supposed to wrestle Lesnar at Mania.
Oh, really?
And then all the controversy happened and Lesnar's not allowed to be around anymore. So interesting that he
Hmm.
mentioned that in an interview that he thought he was wrestling Lesnar. That would have been awesome.
Well, just goes to show you, be ready for anything.
Craig is saying AEW dropped the ball. The show ended before Sting made his farewell speech.
Yeah, I heard about that. I heard he went to say something. They cut him off. Went to black.
Yeah, I guess the feed cut off. The show was over. But obviously they taped it for a YouTube or whatever. They taped it or a bonus. They did tape it.
Hmm. Okay, cool.
What do you think about though him retiring? I know he's 64 years old and it might be about time, but what did you think about that?
Well, I thought, yeah, I really do think it's about time. Uh, I'm 64, and I retired unofficially a long time ago. I don't want to get in the ring again. And it's just to do it today. I give him all the respect and admiration and love that comes with that, man. To want to step in there and go with guys 30 years younger and more. It takes a lot of guts to do that. But I thought it was awesome. I didn't see the match, but um, for somebody to love the business that much, or for somebody to be that over to where it's plausible to do a retirement match, I think it's great. I really do. I remember many, many years ago, Kevin Sullivan and I were talking about wanting to wrestle way into our 60s like the original Sheik.
Hmm.
Yeah. And once I got to that point, it's like, no, I really don't, because I can't. I'm not the Sheik. The Sheik just stabbed everybody in the head with a pencil. And that was his gimmick. So we would have had to find something else to be our gimmick, and I didn't know what that was, so I just retired.
Couldn't last like the Sheik.
Well, let me say this: I haven't officially retired. I just haven't officially gotten the ring.
Oh, okay. All right. I like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Thoughts on Bigfoot?
Well, Bigfoot, I think, has a really good chance, and he might defeat Gunther at WrestleMania. If they could find Bigfoot and sign him to a short term contract, I think that might be a great idea.
I love that question.
Yeah.
Do you think Benoit ever gets it?
No, I don't. I don't think that WWE even wants to be seen being portrayed or um, insinuating that they back Chris Benoit. I think just think it's in bad taste.
Mitch says, I'll be hitting the TNA pay-per-view this weekend in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Any memories of wrestling in Southern Ontario, Dr. Tom?
No, because whenever I was in Canada or Windsor, Ontario, um, I think we just worked and went on to the next town. No real memories.
Here is a interesting point, and I agree. Lance Russell should be in the Hall of Fame. Do you think he has a chance?
Well, now Lance was another good one. Yeah, as an announcer, I think he certainly deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, I think everybody has a chance these days. It just takes what I believe happens is when everybody's sitting around the table or talking in the car or wherever they're talking, and they bring up the Hall of Fame. It just takes somebody bringing up, what about Lance Russell? And for Hunter or whoever's in charge to go, huh, it's a great idea. So, but I certainly believe Lance deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, and I think he does have a chance.
This might be question of the year here. Is Tom Prichard Bruce Prichard's younger brother?
I can see why you'd ask that. Yeah.
How old is Bruce, by the way?
So he'll be 61 tomorrow.
Okay. I mean, obviously, I knew he was younger, but that's great that they think you're younger.
Yeah,
I like that. Nice.
sure.
Happy birthday to Brother Love Bruce Prichard tomorrow.
March 7th, yeah.
Happy birthday. Dell Mountain. Dr. Tom, Dutch Mantel said Jamie Noble was canned from the WWE for telling Vince McMahon, I don't rehearse my matches. Could you imagine your students telling you, hey, we don't rehearse?
I don't think Jamie Noble was canned. Jamie Noble's still there.
Yeah. He
Yeah,
kind
no.
of went into the producer role.
Yeah, Jamie's a producer right now, and I don't think Jamie would say he doesn't produce it or rehearse his matches, because I was there when Jamie and what was his tag partner's name? Kid Cash were a tag team, and they certainly went over their matches in the ring before.
Now, Dutch always says, don't let the truth get in the way of a good story. So I feel like he
Yeah,
just perhaps made that one up,
yeah.
like he might do once in a while.
No, Jamie wouldn't say that.
Roy Camp is saying you are actually the older brother.
That I am.
Scorch says, Bad News Brown said to Ronnie Garvin, keep the chops in the locker room. Ronnie said, what? Bad News Brown repeated, I'm not going to tell you again. Keep the chops in the locker room, meaning that he did not like those open hand, Ronnie Garvin, hand hog, those ham hogs, those huge hands, that chop. He did not like them.
Well, I can understand that, but bad news is bad news. And Ronnie probably kept the shops in the locker room.
That would have been an interesting shoot fight. Bad News and Ronnie Garvin, two tough guys.
Yeah, but they don't want to. I mean, I don't think either one wanted to really fight. I just think Bad News didn't want to get chopped that night. He said, "To hell with that." Yeah.
Hi, Dr. Tom and Johnny P from Matthew Holland.
Matthew.
Matthew also says Ken Kennedy, Mr. Anderson's birthday today, he's 47, and Val Venus's birthday today, he is 53.
Man, so I thought Kennedy was older.
Ouch.
But it's about right. Yeah.
Val is becoming quite controversial online. I don't know if you follow him, but he's becoming.
No, I see some of his stuff, but I don't follow his stuff. I see some of it, and when it comes up, I read it. And he's not too keen on The Rock right now, is he? Or he wasn't a couple weeks ago.
Or Cody. Nope. Really? Cody Rhodes. He hates Cody.
Huh. Well, there you go then. Each his own.
Not really sure why, but he was pretty intense with Cody, kind of ripping him.
Well, Val's an interesting guy. I like Val, but he's an interesting guy.
Barbara, will we ever see another riot like Ox Baker and Ernie Ladd had in Cleveland in the early 1970s, or the Road Warriors in Hammond, Indiana?
Barbara, I don't believe we will. It's a different time, different place, different building set up. Back then, you had to walk sometimes from the dressing room to the ring. You have police escort you. Now they have the stage and the entrance where it's kind of hard if you're going to jump over that railing, kind of like the guy did to Seth Rollins. He came around the other way.
Yep.
But I don't think we'll see think we'll see a riot like that, because it was a different time, different era. Ox was getting way too much heat on Ernie, and the natives got restless, and they decided to jump. But that was, yeah, I don't know if that time or place even exists anymore.
It's crazy with that Seth Rollins thing with the fan kind of taking him down. Apparently, Vince was furious with Rollins that he didn't kick his ass. That's what I've heard from so many backstage guys, that he wanted Rollins to kick his ass and prove, hey, you're a wrestler. He was apparently furious with him about it.
Well, yeah, but I think Seth was caught by surprise. So I mean,
could have got sued too, I guess, is like an excuse you could say, right? You could have got sued.
Could be, yeah, could be, but in the heat of the moment, yeah. Then later on, the lawsuit comes up, and he wants $10 million or whatever because you crushed in his nose. I don't know.
It's like him telling Dr. D. David Schultz to slap Stossel, and then when they get hit with the lawsuit, he wants Schultz gone. Yeah.
Yeah. So Seth opted for the safest outcome.
If they could put a building in the Hall of Fame, a physical building, what's first on your ballot? Would it be the Sportatorium?
Ooh, well, you got to have Madison Square Garden in there. So I don't know if MSG would be the first one, but Sportatorium is definitely a Hall of Fame building, not only in Dallas, but the Fort Homer Hesterly Armory in Tampa. That was just an armory, but it was a big armory, and they did a lot of stuff in Tampa. Then you got the Cow Palace, you got the Olympic in LA, you got other places it should be. So it's kind of what is it? Subjective, objective. What is that? Subjective?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's all subjective. Yep.
Yeah.
Goldust needs to go in the Hall of Fame, says the Ragu Overlord.
Couldn't agree more. Another guy who's done a hell of a job.
When Cody saw the Shockmaster, he told his friends, "That looks like Uncle Fred."
Yeah,
And it was Uncle Fred.
it was. Uncle Fred tripped and fell.
Sting heard The Rock say to Booker T, "Who in the hell are you?" When Booker T went to WWE, he said that put him off once in an interview. I do remember him saying that. Basically, The Rock had Booker T come out. Booker T about to talk. He says, "Who in the blue hell are you?" And, basically cutting him down, saying WWE sucks. Jericho, remember, he used to make fun of Hooven too. He's like, "Who the hell is Hoovy?" Yeah, he just makes fun of some of that stuff. So I guess that did rub Sting the wrong way, for whatever reason.
Well, I could see that.
Here the King is saying, "I remember Chad Gable gave Gunther a great match, so I could see them having a rematch at Mania." Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I could see that, but at the same time, I can see who did we say Gunther might work? Oh, Braun Breaker.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
I could see Braun Breaker having a hell of a match with Gunther and coming away as a brand new star at WrestleMania.
I'm sorry, not Mr. MJ Wrestling Shoots. It's got to be Gable to dethrone Gunther. That was interesting too, because when he beat him, it was in his hometown. His wife and kid were there. They looked like they were crying when Gunther beat him. It was pretty good stuff there to main event and finish
Well,
off that
yeah,
Monday Night Raw.
yeah, that's great. And if they could do that story with Gable, that'd be awesome.
He could be the next Kurt Angle, just because like the wrestling abilities there. He's got a good personality. He could be like that next legit shoot guy that also can do some of the comedy.
Well, I'd like to see if he could. That'd be awesome.
Dirty Dom beating Gunther. That would be interesting. Gunther did just beat his ass on Monday Night Raw, though.
Oh, really? Well, I don't know the Dirty Dom's guy.
Tomorrow is Bruce's birthday. Yes.
Yep,
And he also throws in there Tom was born August 18th, 1959. Is that true?
that is true.
Wow. Good job, Matthew. Nice. Here's an interesting question. Thoughts on Hitler getting Times Person of the Year award? What in the world?
Wait a minute. Hold on. What year was this?
19 had to be 1936 or something. Yeah,
Yeah,
jeez Louise.
yeah. I don't know about that one, Captain.
Captain's got some crazy stuff going on tonight.
Yeah,
Please wish Bruce a happy birthday.
certainly.
George South for the Warrior Award. Interesting.
Now, George South is a guy who has paid his dues in the wrestling business too, and I would agree he should get the Warrior Award because he does a lot of good stuff.
Gotta love George South.
Yes.
TJ's Woodworking Shop is in the house. Yeah, boy. What's up, guys? I like that. Nice.
I like it, TJ. Good job.
ATF, of course, got something to say with the Ronnie Garvin stuff. He said, after Bad News Brown said no chops for Ronnie Garvin, Garvin told him, "I'll beat you so bad you go from bad news to the obituary."
I was there when Garvin said that, and Bad News said, "You're right. So go ahead and bring your chops with you."
Dell says, "I will have to take everything Dutch Mantel says with a grain of salt. He made a lengthy video on the claim about Jamie Noble. I think Jamie needs to shout at Dutch." I agree as well.
Yeah, I don't think that's a
Yeah.
fact. I don't think Jamie did that.
How about Bray Wyatt getting the Warrior Award? I do think Bray Wyatt should go in the Hall of Fame this year, though. I think that's got to happen.
That might happen. That might be a good thing.
Please tell us where you can get your book. Look at that. A future world champion needs it. Any future world champion needs it. How do they get an autographed copy as well?
Well, you can get the book at jpwrestlingacademy.com. Just go to the training tab at the top of the page, and it will pop up. For an autographed copy, email me at jpwrestlingacademy@gmail.com, and I'll send you an email how to get an autographed copy. Real simple.
Nice. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at 2Man Power Chip. Follow Dr. Tom at Dr. Tom Prichard. Tom, what else you got going on in this crazy world?
I got a little bit of this, a little bit of that. When am I in Philadelphia? Or when am I in New Jersey? I mean, when is
May 4th, I believe it is.
May 4th. I'm in St. Louis between now and then. We got some NWA stuff coming up too. A lot of stuff going on. I got to get my book out every time. I forget to do that.
Yeah. People want an autographed copy in person. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean my book, my calendar to tell where I'm at.
That too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So very cool.
So thank you, everybody. Yeah, May 8th, HadesCon. Yes. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Dr. Tom for the Hall of Fame. No doubt about it. Thank you, everybody. We will see you next week, folks.